You guys, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I wanted to do one on how I highlight and contour my face and give you a couple tips and tricks on how I go about it. So if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, just go ahead and hit that button down below so that you don't miss out on any of my videos. And if you want to see how I highlight and contour, let's just go ahead and get started. Alright, so I already have foundation on, so next up I'm going to use my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer to highlight. And the thing with highlighting is light and bright emphasizes anything that you want. So usually when I do concealer, I go a shade or two down from my foundation shade. And I actually go, which one is it? I actually have one that is a little bit lighter, you can tell. And I like to put that one just in that inner corner of the eye because I have really dark under eye circles and I have really dark inner corners. So I like that to really brighten it. And then I put the one that's just a few shades lighter than my foundation underneath my eyes, down my cheeks a little bit, down my nose, my cupid's bow right here, my chin, and on my forehead to open that up, brighten it, and emphasize it. Alright, so I'm going to take that lighter one first and put that in my inner corner just like that, and then I'm going to take my little bit of a darker one and I just kind of create a triangle in a way, so you can see how I kind of bring it down my cheek a little bit. I'm going to do the same on the other side, and then I'm going to go down my nose, cupid's bow, chin, and then my forehead. I just kind of do 3 little lines here, just like that. And then I'm going to take my wet L'Oreal sponge, and I actually just sprayed this with Fix Plus. I'm going to do it again just to show you guys. And then I'm going to take that and just blend it out. I really get up in that inner corner just because that's where I have a lot of darkness, and you could tell how much it's actually highlighting my face now. Alright, so now you can tell that that brightened my face up a little bit more than what it was before and emphasized the areas that I really wanted noticed. So usually when I'm done with concealer, I will go in with a banana shade and put that underneath my eyes and down my nose just to highlight a little bit more. So I'm going to be going in to my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, and I'm going to take her banana shade right here, and I like to mix it with this just to give it a little bit more of a lighter tone. And I will put that right underneath my eye to really highlight that eye. Just like that. And then I will go down my nose. Alright, so when it comes to contouring, I like to use my Tarte Clay Play palette. And I usually go for more of the light ashy tones to contour with. So I'm going to take this shade right here. And I like to use this mermaid brush that I got. And it goes into a nice little point. I'll take that and just dip it in a couple of times. And I'll go right down underneath my cheek. So the way I usually tell where to match it up at is where my ear comes out right here at this point. I will usually just go straight down from that. So I'll do the same on the other side. And then I take my e.l.f. stippling brush, just blend that line out. Because even though we want to contour, we don't want it harsh. We just want it to really carve out that cheek. So you can kind of see right now how it's bringing that cheek in more. So you're just going to blend it out, go in circles, because we're going to bronze anyways, so that comes in handy. keep in mind when you're contouring, the thing is highlight will open it up and emphasize what you want to be seen, and then contouring is that shadow that darkens it up and hides where you don't. So if you could tell before, my cheeks were more out, so when I add this contour now, you can see how it goes into that nice carved cheek, which is what we want. Alright, so next we're going to bronze up our skin just to give it more of a warm tone, but it also does the same effect as contouring. It's adding that shadow in to really hide what you want and really carve out your face. So I'm going to be taking the Hoola bronzer by Benefit with my Morphe M523. I'm going to bronze up my cheeks following that contour. And I just kind of go in circular motions. Do the same on the other side. And then I just kind of follow my hairline around. Say you do get a little bit heavy with your contour highlight, just take a damp beauty blender and just kind of dab it into that skin. See how it kind of darkens it up a little bit? So just keep that in mind. If you do get heavy hand, it can always be blended out, but just try to go in with a light hand because you can work your way up, but you can't if it goes too dark. It's really hard to take it away. So when contouring, think of it as a 3. You start at your forehead and you come down and then down your jawline. I don't usually bronze or contour my jawline, but some people like to, so just think of it like that when you are contouring. So moving on to highlight, I'm going to be taking the Smashbox and Holmes palette, and I'm going to take the Lorac Starlight and mix those two together. So when highlighting your face, you want to follow along your cheekbone right here. If you put your hands up to it, you can feel where that cheekbone is. So you want to highlight that because it's really going to lift your cheekbone up. So I'm going to take my Morphe M501 and I'm going to dip it into there. And like I said, go right down that cheekbone. And you can see where it's highlighted now. And I usually like to take mine up, almost like a C formation. I'm going to take my Lorac one and mix that together. Just make sure when you are highlighting that you match to your skin tone, because if you don't, it can look a little funky. So me, with being such fair skin, I think the more pearly colors look good on me, and so do champagnes. Not so much the gold colors, just because I'm too fair, they won't show up as much. So another thing that people like to do, I don't personally do it, but people like to highlight down their nose, and they like to highlight here. I do like doing that, so I will do that. So I'm just gonna highlight my upper lip, and you can see how much that just made my V pop out, and it makes my lip a little bit poutier. Some people also like to do it down here, and they like to highlight above their brows. You do whatever fits you. It's just wherever you want emphasized. So next, I'm also going to take my Morphe M213, and I like to highlight underneath my brow bone. So I start right here at the arch, and I just kind of bring it down, just like that. And I just find that this lifts that arch up a little bit more and opens it up, which is what I want. Alright, another thing I like to do with highlight is I like to put it in the inner corner of my eye, just to help open it up more. Helps you look awake and make that inner corner nice and bright. Alright you guys, so that is how I highlight and contour my face. I hope that helped you and gave you some tips and tricks on how to go about it. As always, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!